guys, how's it going? It's Al. Week 7 is here and Josh Allen's not here. The Bills are on a bye week. The Eagles are on a bye week. The Cooper Kupps are on a bye week. Justin Jefferson's on a bye week. We have to think about exactly how we're going to play this game with all these ridiculous superstars and great players that are non-superstars off the main slate. And Miami, the Tyreek Hills are not on the main slate either. The Fighting Tuas. This is going to be the craziest week in Rainmakers that we've seen so far this year. And I'm going to take a look at the 3 optimal superstars and then at least 2, I'll do 3 pass catchers per position that we're going to think about that are non-superstars. Take a look at where they are in the market so that you can build better Rainmakers lineups this week. Let's go.
He's a legend.
The Smiz Gang Listener League for Week 7 is posted on DraftKings, but you cannot find it in the lobby. You have to go to smizzle.tv/links, and you have to use my link in order to enter the league. It is going to fill, like probably by lunchtime on Saturday, so make sure you reserve your seats today. It's $10. It's 3 max, $50,000. It is the best tournament on DraftKings because there's absolutely no rake, no service fee. And if you go up here to rewards and go to missions and sign up your mission for the day, it's actually a negative rake tournament. You can get in for less than $10, considering that it's 550 crowns per dollar. You're not going to get 550, but like still, you get a little bit of a discount and every little bit helps. So make sure that you go to smizzle.tv/links and join the Listener League today. I will shout out the top 10 finishers on the recap video on Monday. Lamar Jackson is the top superstar of the week. The quarterback is such a valuable position in Rainmakers because you need a quarterback to fill out a lineup. And when there's a superstar, you're getting some manufactured scarcity at the position. And with Josh Allen off the slate, Jalen Hurts off the slate, so many of the 25+ point per game and 30+ point ceiling quarterbacks are gone. Lamar Jackson is going to be extremely important here this week. So if we take a look at where he is on the market, the rare cards, they're like $22. The core cards are like $22. Rare tier up around 85 to 90, 105. They're flying. You can still get in at 87. Then if you're more of a high roller playing up in elite or legendary or Rainmaker tier, they're going to cost you more money. That's just the way that it goes. But Lamar Jackson, easy to stack. You know that he's got a 38% market share to one of his guys. I wonder if he's going to appear in this video, but like maybe we'll get to that later. Our next superstar on the list is Austin Eckler, on pace to set a record to break Christian McCaffrey's reception record for a running back. You are getting essentially wide receiver 1 usage out of a running back, and he's actually producing on the ground as well. So you're getting running back 1 usage also. This is like prime Christian McCaffrey type numbers, but from Austin Eckler. This is a great spot for him this week. The highest totaled game on the week. They are playing at home and favored against the Seattle defense that has given it up. So if you have Austin Eckler, play him with confidence this week and build a non-superstar stack around him. Taking a look at his market prices, because he's a superstar at the lower tiers, and you cannot play superstars up a tier. If you have a core Austin Eckler, you cannot play him in a rare game. If you have a rare Austin Eckler, you can't play him in an elite game. So the non-superstars at the lower tiers tend to carry a premium with them, and the superstar players who probably have the highest expectation of maybe scoring 30+ DraftKings points, at least probabilistically on a game, you're looking at $14 at the core tier. You're looking at $63 at rare, $5.95, $5.99 for the elite, and then up from there as you go up, because as you go up in tiers, it means more. Like I said, you can't call them up, right? So if you're playing at the legendary tier and you have an Austin Eckler, there's only 50 of these Austin Ecklers in circulation in total. So like there's no possible way that any of these 250 or whatever elites that exist can be called up to play in a legendary game. So you get that manufactured scarcity of like having a 2-3% played Austin Eckler the higher you move up. Now, lower tiers, that's great for you lower tier players because it holds the price down, because people want to get the non-superstars so they can play them up a tier. So they're willing to pay a little bit more for those players because they have upward mobility where the superstars don't. So you can build yourself a superstar stacked lineup at the lower tiers pretty cheaply. Jamar Chase really exploded last week for 35 DraftKings points. He is in another great spot this week, and his Rainmaker cards are going to be popular, considering that like Joe Burrow can be called up to play with him at whatever tier that you have your Jamar Chase, that you can double stack him with a T Higgins if you so choose. Let's take a look at the market prices for Jamar Chase. Coming over to the core, as I said, they're going to be cheaper. $12 for a Jamar Chase. You can build a double stack with them. And the fact that it's playable on multiple weeks. If you have Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, let's say you pay up for a rare one, right? There's $66, $69. You want to stay cheap, stay down, not cheap like you're cheap. Just stay at a cheap price lineup. You go with that Jamar Chase down here that's not that expensive. You can pair him with a Joe Burrow. You can also pair him with a Higgins. And then every week you just find that one other wide receiver that's playing on the other team, and you have 4 cards that look really good. And then you can play any running back that you think is going to score you like 15 or 20 points. And you'll probably end up in the money that week as long as that stack does pretty well. So big time cash upside with top 1% upside in any Jamar Chase double stacked lineup. Make sure that you head over to Smiz Gang HQs, where you can go to smizzle.tv/HQ to pick up our HQ key. That is a key to our token lock portion of the Discord, where basically our entire community spends all day sweating Rainmakers, working the market, because this is a market game first and foremost, and it has bonus NFT games, bonus DFS games on the weekend that then you can win more money, but you will make the most money on this game and the most consistent money on this game by working the market. So surround yourself with other like-minded individuals in our Discord at smizzle.tv/Discord. The link to both is going to be down below in the pinned comment. Make sure that you get in there today. It's 0.1 Ethereum right now for the Smiz Gang HQ key. Is when we get to 200 owners, the price is going to go up to 0.15. So make sure that you get your key. Joe Burrow is the next player on my list. I already talked about how Jamar Chase was extremely popular this week, but stacking is extremely viable. I was not sure at the beginning of the season how viable it was going to be in these shorter lineups, right? There's only 5 cards in a lineup, but these are GPPs essentially. And if you want to take shots at finishing at the top, you want to get all of those points that you need. If you can get 150 points in a Rainmakers lineup, you give yourself a great chance to win. And we've talked about how when a double stack hits and chances where a quarterback has 30 plus DraftKings points, their wide receiver 1 and wide receiver 2 end up totaling on average over the 170 times that that's happened over the last 3.5 years, they end up totaling like 90 DraftKings points between them. And then the bring back player adds it up to like 105, 110. If you can win with 130 to 150 points in Rainmakers, that is the easiest way to the top. Now, obviously, if it fails, it's not gonna get you there. But like, you have to take those swings. You don't get caught with your hand in the cookie jar, you don't have any chance to win. Joe Burrow cores, we talked about already how Jamar Chase was like what, $12 to $14 a core. You notice that the Burrow is more expensive because this can be called up to pair with everybody who's got the Jamar Chase rare card. So the non-superstars, as we've mentioned, do tend to cost a little bit more than the superstar cards because of their upward mobility throughout the game. Rares sitting around $88, $90. Burrow Elites, $685 for this one, $750 here, then up to $900 for the Field Pass and Genesis as you get more franchise score points. Those aren't in-game points. There's a leaderboard that they have that gives rewards. So like from a collection or a collector's point of view, these get you like 5x. The Genesis cards, the Elevate get you like 3x or 5x. The Field Pass or 3x or 4x. The Field Pass gets you like 3x, I think. Momentum is like 1 or 2. So these get you higher scores for your franchise score, but they all 4 of these elite level Joe Burrows score the exact same on a Sunday main slate. So if you're just in it to play daily fantasy with your Rainmakers cards, you can just play the cheapest one. As you can see, as you get up to the higher tiers, you're looking at some serious cheddar to find yourself a Joe Burrow card that you can invest in. Dak Prescott is off the injured list and right back into my lineups. I really like the look of these Elevate cards with the mountain behind them. It's kind of shiny. Like, they got a lot going on, but I think it looks real nice. This is a legendary version. They play against the Lions this week, and that's a good team to pick on, as scoring, right, like actual real-life touchdowns, correlates extremely well with quarterback fantasy scoring. So Dak Prescott facing off against the Lions, who have allowed over 27 points or more to every opponent that they have played this year. Easily stackable, as well as there's only like 3-4 guys that he throws the ball to. Market check on Dak, $13. If Burrow's 25, Dak shouldn't be 13. This seems low to me. Obviously coming off of an injury, CeeDee Lamb not as sexy from a popularity standpoint as Jamar Chase is, but like, he's just as effective when it comes to DraftKings scoring, averaging like 10 targets a game, and those targets have been highly inefficient coming from Cooper Rush. Now he switches to Dak Prescott. They should play faster. He should have more touchdown expectation and opportunity. I kind of feel like Dak stacks are underpriced by comparison to some other players that we've broken down, not only on this video, but everywhere else. Josh Jacobs is one of the best values in daily fantasy this week, and his Reignmakers cards have kind of really taken off, coming off of a bye week and 3 straight games where he has been highly involved, 30 plus in 2 of their last 2 games before the bye week, and now at home favored. Great matchup against the Houston Texans. Josh Jacobs is going to be an extremely popular card in Reignmakers lineups this week as a one-off to build around those quarterback wide receiver stacks. Josh Jacobs. Oh God, I have Josh Allen on the break. Can we get the Bills back, please? I just want to play my Josh Allen cards. That's all. They're very fun. The Josh Allen cards just cash every week. They're great. It's just like printing money. They're fantastic. He's a money tree. It's great. Josh Jacobs only $15 so far, 97 to 75 to 97 for the rare tier, and really off the board at the higher levels. There's only one Reignmaker available. Only 2 elites that are left. I think that these were like 400 a couple of days ago, 450. Now they're up to 625. The legendaries, one that we pulled on stream, that we did a short for as well, 1700, 2500, 2700. This is going to be an extremely popular card this week based on what his projection is going to be. Probably one of the, I think he is clearly the highest non-superstar running back. And the only players that are ranked above him are like Henry, Eckler. He just gives you that sort of flexibility to use one of the other superstars in your lineup while scoring and projecting for a superstar projection. Leonard Fournette's kind of the same boat. He's not going to catch a superstar status and is getting so many targets in this offense. Tampa Bay has to improve. They can't get any worse. And with the amount of targets that he gets, he's the perfect sort of DraftKings running back. Tons of carries inside the 5 whenever it is that they get in there. And scoring so many touchdowns in the passing game because he is the one who has Tom Brady's heart. Tom Brady really wants him on the field, and in any close and competitive game, even the one against Pittsburgh where they were favored by 10, Leonard Fournette played 85% of the snaps, coming off of a couple games where they had kind of throttled down his usage to 65% of the snaps, expecting 5, 6, 7 targets from Fournette every single week. Major touchdown probability for him, and the prices are kind of reflecting that at $15 for Leonard Fournette. Most lineups in Reignmakers are built around a quarterback stack, bring back, and a running back being kind of a standalone play. Right now, other people go with game stacks. Totally fine to do that if you wanted to. If you wanted to just stack Tom Brady, Leonard Fournette, and Mike Evans, go for it. He definitely gets enough of the usage as well. $60 for his rare tier card, $5.90, $5.99 for his elite tier. Mark Andrews, I talked about somebody who had a ridiculous target market share. 38.5% of Lamar Jackson's targets have gone to Mark Andrews. He has scored over 20 fantasy points on DraftKings. 4 of the 6 games they've played this year, he has been absurd. Dealing with a bit of a knee injury on Wednesday, but it could have just been a rest day, as Coach Harbaugh said that he was not missing for injury, but they had to put something on the report because he was limited at practice. Mark Andrews, if you have a Lamar Jackson, whether you're purchasing one this week to play specifically for this week to try and come in at the top of tournaments, as he is one of the best plays on the slate, Mark Andrews ties very well with him. If Lamar has a massive day, 30 plus DraftKings points, Mark Andrews probably had 20 plus DraftKings points himself. Really high floor, really high ceiling, and a non-superstar that you can play up. The price tag on him is not that high at $20 versus other super star pass catchers. He is scoring like a top wide receiver, like number 5 overall on the season. Rares are up around $100, 95 to 100. Elites really high at 775 and 785. If you have a Lamar or if you have a Mark Jackson, obviously the best pairing on the board this week. T. Higgins, why not just stack everybody? Like I'm telling you, Cincinnati Bengals double stacks, now that they've gone to playing almost exclusively shotgun, are going to be extremely en vogue in week 7. T. Higgins' price has escalated, and rightfully so. Jamar Chase is a stud. Joe Burrow is exactly the right quarterback for their skill sets. And looking at the prices, he has not risen that much at the low tier. Everybody's focused on the single stack. Everybody's focused on Jamar Chase. Everybody's paying up to $20 to $25, as we showed earlier, to get to Joe Burrow. Are you serious that I can pay $750 and get a core tier T Higgins in my lineup? Rares are $40, elites are $425. Depending on what level you're interested in playing, T Higgins definitely has touchdown upside. We've seen 2 touchdown upside from him. He can get you the 100-yard bonus very easily paired with Joe Burrow. If you have a Chase and want to go with that double stack, like I said, the Burrow cost what, like 25 for a core, and T Higgins is 7 and Jamar was 15, right? That's not, out of the 5 cards that you're going to play, that's not a lot of money to pay for that double stack that you're going to be able to use from week 7 through week 18, and then also probably able to play in the playoffs, as they are a likely team to make the playoffs. So like, playoff eligibility is something that we do want to start focusing on here in Reignmakers. And the last play on the slate, coming off his bye week, hopefully fully recovered from that ankle injury, I believe that he is, based on the reports that are coming out of Detroit so far, is Amon-Ra St. Brown. The sun god was discounted as players sold into the injury. They liquidated their Amon-Ra cards. He was on bye week last week. The cards have went down, but then they are starting to rebound now as he is getting bought up. $12.95, $13, $14, 68 for the rare. No, sorry, yeah, $68 is his cheapest rare. We're going to discuss next week about cards that we think are going to go to superstar status. It is very possible that Amon-Ra St. Brown catches superstar status, which would hold his cards down at this price moving forward. But if they don't, if he missed enough time that they don't bump him up, if he does not have a fantastic game here in week 7, he may not get superstar status in week 9 when DraftKings takes a relook and reshuffles the deck. If he doesn't get superstar status, these cards could elevate in value, as you've seen. The non-superstars that have that upward mobility to play up a tier tend to price higher than the superstars. So right now, Amon-Ra St. Brown, the market has decided that they think he's going to catch superstar status in week 9. That, the bye week, and coming off the injury, that triplicate, that perfect storm, has held his prices way, way down. So depending on how you want to speculate, make your decisions. Good luck to you this week in Reignmakers. Bye.
He's a legend.